Yeah, Friday, August 18th. And that's the next time Oklahoma City plays. Yeah. All right, we'll be there. All right, now it's time to conclude this game. Charlotte at New York. Third quarter of action. Earl Lester has... Harold Andrews has 31 at the half. What about that? Very good player. He's really tuned himself up tonight for this game. He knows how important it is, and he's really made himself known tonight. I'm very proud of the way he's playing. We might have another injury. This is the worst time to have injuries, man. And we're getting most of them right now during the summer. That proves that heat is not good for Rangers. Whether as cold actually makes them worse in the summer because they've been stiff all year, and then the cold comes and it causes them to like kind of get stiff. And once the summer comes, their plastic kind of starts like melting a little, like diminishing. I don't know what the word is for it. Like fading off. Like bone melt. Bone when it's like it gets old. The bone cartilage obviously gets old, so. Irvin, Alpha, Matt, and Aldridge Jr. are in the starting lineup. Of course, Tom Domino's Jr. Tom Domino's Jr. for 3. Bruno 3, yes, got it. Nice shot by Bruno Clark. Earl, nope. Or Irvin. Bruno, yeah! Good player right there. And Denver had him at the beginning of the season. He got sent out to Nevada. I think both teams would want him now. They lost all their shooters to this New York City team. I think that's what happened, honestly. Like Denver lost a really good player in Earl Lester. They had a really good bench too. They need to make some trades with New York City, if anything. Yeah. Trade someone big for Calvin. Trade a couple players for Calvin Johnson. That's something that both teams will probably agree on. Trading Calvin Johnson for Clay, Bruno, and Hatston, and then get rid of Jenny and Greg this offseason. Probably gonna have to tell you this because I doubt no one else will. Greg needs to go to Dallas by the start of next season. And then Jenny needs to retire and be a coach. Or just be the wife. Like, honestly, she's already won a championship. She doesn't need to play basketball, anymore. Yeah, she might not be part of that last season either. She wants to make one last run with Denver, but she's probably talking about already like quitting this league. And they will give it to her. She's made enough money. She will retire and she will probably be done. Just like Annie Zamba's done. Yeah, she only came a year after Annie, and Annie retired early. Not everybody makes it to the deep end of things. I don't think Connor Val is in any time close to retiring, but once you start lacking, that's when you start saying, how much longer can I do this, Haxton in the paint. Inside, Russell Murray checking in for Brendan Hollins. Murray needs to stay on this team no matter what they do. And New York can really get some good picks after the playoffs are over. Because it looks like they're going to be defeating Charlotte here today and eliminating them from playoff contention as Bruno Clark, another 3. Earl, yes, again. And New York is just so good. Yeah, it's just kind of disappointing. The Andre Jackson and Vrack Lunsky coming in for Irvin Jameson and Matt West. Great pickup by Charlotte to get Matt West on their team. New York traded all of their draft picks away, by the way, to Denver. I believe Denver. No, Sandiego, I think. Hatston Winslow. Bruno Clark coming out for Dan Hodges. And Tom, yes. Great assist by Alpha Wagner, who has no points tonight. Tom wants to change that. Gives it to Alpha in the paint. Nice. But that will not count. That was a turnover by Tom. Turnover, Tom Domino's Jr. And he's still able to do things, but, you know, not at a high level. I want to know, did New York dip any of their draft picks? Or were they good with that? Doesn't look like they gave up any of their picks. Yeah, I think they kept all their picks. Oh no, New York 2024. We gotta check that then. This is the list of picks that were taken out. New York 2024 first was taken out. Nothing else, though. Oklahoma City's all of their picks. Denver, all of their picks. I wonder who owns all of Denver's picks, though, because it's not New York. There must be Sandiego. I don't know, but whoever owns all their picks, they got a huge win. I think it might be Dallas. No. All right, but we'll figure it out. But you know, Clay for three, bang! Clay Thompson hits a three. Tom, yeah! Earl Tom in the paint. That's them for three. Bang! Hatston Winslow. DeAndre Jackson! And he just continues to steamroll things. Earl missed. Rebound. Tom gives it out to Alpha. Oh. And Alpha's got to play the next quarter now. Alpha Wagner. Oh. I don't know, with the new competition coming in, how much longer he can last in this league either. He hasn't gotten injured or anything, thank God. New York up by 11. And Earl and Brendan both want to check back in. Harold and Earl. Harold and Brendan. As that's a turnover and out of bounds. Sean also checks back in. Still trying to win. Charlotte team is not done yet. They're only down by 11 though. If they do lose this game, then that August game will not really matter because they'll already have beaten them in the season series. Oh, dude. Oh, get to the rim and drives in Sean Thomas to the basket, gnarling it home. Sean makes that free throw. Excellent job there. Then, yeah! Alpha for 3. Nope, out of bounds. Harold, yeah! Harold Andrews. Coach JoJo Johnson did not want to cut Alpha Wagner. Alpha, he might not be able to make it to the last run of this team. Brendan, offensive foul on the play. Lots of calls tonight, huh? Sean, Sean on the drive, and he's fouled. Sean just keeps on going. He's just trying to get a win right now. He's just trying to win. You know, he's just trying. Sean Thomas, he's had a really good season. 34.9 on average and 71% free throw shooting. Dan Ogis for 3. When you have guys that have potential like that, it's crazy. Alpha in the paint couldn't get anything to go. Clay for 3. Yeah! Clay Thompson. And here's Russell Murray. Yeah! You gotta put in your starters right now. Aldridge Jr. hits a 2. Nothing easy right now. Hollins, he's fouled. Yeah! Brendan Hollins throws in a 3. New York is heading to the playoffs. Wow! Oh my goodness. And New York is about to clinch berth. Yeah! Matt West subbing in for LaMarcus Aldridge Jr. They still can't get Alpha to hit a 3. No good again. He's definitely getting cut after this game. Clay. New York right now in this game 67%. Sean, yes. It's a 3. Harold, Sean on the drive, yes. .156 to go, 57. And he draws a foul. Yeah! There you go. Brendan Hollins! And why must DeAndre Jackson get unlucky with a squad like this? DeAndre inside. Charlotte already lost every other season series. And every shot has a meaning right now to it. Alpha needs to hit a big time shot. Won't go. Clay is fouled. And he's just having a tough time. Alpha Wagner was once the starting point guard for a college team. The season after Marvin Young got drafted, he got sent back to them. Terry Jones is still not in the league, guys, so just letting you know that. Orlando's series isn't over yet. They lost the first game, though, by like 20 or 30 points. But that Orlando series is not over yet. I guarantee you by the time they face Orlando, though, Orlando will already be in the playoffs. It is going to be between Orlando and Chicago to decide who makes it, though, because New York is ahead of both of them. And that Orlando-Chicago game will be on August 9th. That'll be based off of point difference. Charlotte and Chicago, they won the first game. That's the game that they tied the series in points. So that's going to matter off of who scored more points total. Like every game they played. And in this series, and of course the Orlando series is not over yet. So they've only lost one. They've only lost to New York so far. Clay makes the first. Yeah! And with Chicago and Orlando, that's probably going to be the 8 and the 9 seed decider. That was a really good game the first time those two played. Orlando beat them by 12, though. So just letting you know. Right now, if it were to end, it would be Chicago and New York City. Here is Sean with a big-time 3. He gets it good. Harold, it's a 3. Alpha, no good. Gotta get something. Finally does, and he's gonna get subbed out. And he's probably gonna get cut now. They can't have him in the game. Harold, no good. Turnover, 50 seconds left. They're down by 14 points. Sean, bounce is no good. And Dan, 3! New York City is going to win the 4th seed in their division. Dun-dun, dun-dun. New York on their feet. Do-do-do-do. Sean, no good. Rebound, Harold, no. Rebound by Sean, gives it to Irvin. No, and they won't even have every player score. Klay Thompson and the New York Yellow Jacks have won this series. Yes! They will claim victory tonight. What was tied at halftime ends in a blowout second half. To remember, they came out and competed. Oh my goodness. New York, can you check their games against Chicago and Orlando and see how far they are into the playoffs now? Did they actually clinch? If they beat Orlando both games, they beat them there. And yeah, they've already played everybody, so they beat them there, and then it seems like they lost one of them and they won one of them. What was the higher scoring one? Yeah, they won that series against Orlando, so they made it over Orlando already. Chicago and Orlando will decide that 8 seed, so Orlando has no chance of getting the 7 seed now. And then Chicago, they beat them there. And they beat them there. So they beat Chicago, they beat Orlando, they beat New York, they beat Charlotte. So they are in the playoffs. Wow! A journey to victory. 9-17 record. Let's talk to the player of the game tonight. Our main guy, who had that good second half performance tonight and changed the game. I don't know. This was a team effort. This was a team win. Brendan Hollins, though, 3 for 4 tonight in the second half. He had some big-time shots to win this game. He had 10 points in the second half. Brendan, a huge win for your team tonight. How do you feel? Just came out here and, played hard and got the victory tonight. You guys have clinched playoff berth. What are you going to do next? We got a lot to be ready for. We know that we're in now, so at least we know that. And no matter what, we're in. So I'm just happy about that, We just got to keep on winning games and we're in. So 26 games, 9-17. It's not over yet. We can't get overconfident. We have 6 more games. We could still lose all 6 and not make it, but not likely for that to happen, you know. Yeah, and even if you guys do lose the next 6, you guys are ahead by 3 games to every other team that's behind you guys now. And they're guaranteed probably going to play each other, and they'll lose 6 easily too if you guys lose 6. Or because you guys, they need to lose 3, whereas you guys lose all straight 6. Like, if they lose 3, they're the same record as you, and you guys won the tiebreaker for every game. So, it's basically impossible for you guys not to win the series. Yeah. So, congratulations. We hope to see you guys in the playoffs. We really are excited for those playoffs, by the way. And it's going to be exciting to see this new young core. Can you talk about your young core a little bit? Yeah, Harold, he's a really good team leader. Dan, he's a really great shooter. He's my guy from college, and he's our point guard from college. And, you know, I love each and every one of my guys that I play alongside. There ain't one guy that doesn't match the other. We're all really great teammates, and I'm in. It's really fun. It's really fun. You guys play with a lot of intensity. Can you explain why? Yeah, we're just trying to win games, you know. We know what we're capable of, and we're trying to win games. 3 of your guys, including you, score 10 plus. You guys are only rookies. What do we expect? What do we need to see from you guys so that you guys can make a push to win the championship? Oh man, that's crazy. That word is crazy, you know. I didn't think we would even get here. So I'm just here to enjoy the moment right now. We'll worry about that when the time comes when we get even closer to that goal. You know, we're a good team. We're young though, and we got this year for playoff experience, and obviously we want to win this year because there's not many years left of RBA basketball in general, sadly, and we want to win next year too. So hopefully we can get 2 championships for New York City before the league ends, and I think New York deserves it the most, to be honest with you, quite honestly. All right, congratulations on a huge win. Thank you. Brendan Hollins, your Player of the Game award goes to him. Interesting Player of the Game, by the way. New York. New York. Next game will be at Washington on August 19th. So they won't play for a while. They'll have to travel to D.C. to settle that one out. And because of that, they're actually tied with Washington. So now, winner of that game gets the 6th seed, so they can even climb higher. They just clinched 7, but you know, 9 and 15, it's not over yet. You got to go out there on August 16 and face Washington for that 6th seed spot, and possibly already a 5 seed. This New York team might be better than we expected, but they might have their match met. I see them as the 4 and the 5, and I see Miami being pushed down to 3. Pushed down to the 6. Wow. A New York, Washington face-off. Yeah. They both played twice already, and both teams have won a game. It will be in Washington. How did those 2 games go? Because I'm so interested now in seeing how New York City is going to play against Washington. Yeah, well, the first game between them was really good, actually, Marv. It ended with a wire on the wire, and it was literally Jenny Lewinsky's and Greg Lewinsky's first game of the season. They beat Scott Lee, Aaron Simmons, and Ryan Jr. And Ryan Jr. was in his first game. They beat them all. Rick Jr. did not play that game. Interesting. He played 3 minutes, did not play the rest of the game. Lopez played 13 minutes. I think Deion Waiters had to come in because he got injured right away. It was the first injury of the season. So, yeah, Aaron Simmons did a good job. No one on New York was there except for Brendan Hollins this season for both matchups. And then they played their unit again later on in the season. It was a 1-point defeat. And Lee received a foul by Harold Andrews at the end. Charlotte, what are your thoughts on them? Well, for Charlotte, better luck next year. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh man. But seriously, with all means, they still have to play Orlando. So if Orlando loses to Chicago, Charlotte has a chance. If Chicago beats Charlotte, don't count on it. If Chicago beats Orlando, Chicago's probably going to make the playoffs too, and not Orlando. If Chicago beats Orlando, though, Charlotte has a chance because Charlotte then plays Orlando. Orlando won the first game by so many points, though. And then, honestly, Charlotte lost every series. They lost to Chicago. They lost to New York. They tied with Chicago, actually. Yeah, so one of the games was 10, and then the other game in the beginning of the season when Charlotte won was 10. So it's going to be based off a point difference for that series. And then they still have to play Orlando, but they got crushed out. So Charlotte doesn't crush out Orlando, then they're not in. If Orlando wins and then Orlando beats Charlotte, again, Charlotte's out. But if Chicago wins, then Charlotte has a chance, but Chicago has to score less than them. And we will not tell you how many points they need. We will not. It's going to be all randomized. So they're not going to know unless they both have one game left. No, because we don't want to rig anything. We're not going to tell you. We're not going to even check it until the end of the season. Interesting. Yeah. We're not going to check it. Charlotte will play at Boston on the August 10th. That'll be an interesting game to watch. What food do you make? Do you make anything? Just don't wake me up. It's not that hard. You don't need to wake me up at 6 p.m. Until 6 p.m. I don't have to do anything. All right, Oklahoma City is shorthanded for the rest of this game. How do you feel about that, Mark? Well, they gotta pursue with fight. You know, they gotta pursue with fight. All right, well, Sandiego in the mix of things. They can win this game and beat Oklahoma City. What's their series looking like for these two? I love that Eastern thing because Chicago and Charlotte are tied up. Winner of Chicago-Orlando makes the playoffs, basically, you know? We already have the New York game decided. What if Washington drops? I doubt that. But, you know, anything could happen. I don't know then. We'll have to check later. But, so basically we'll explain it again to you guys. Orlando and Chicago need one more game to decide it. They have not finished out their series yet. They are non-divisional, but they're conference, so they play twice. Here's Oklahoma City's game against San Diego. Oklahoma City, actually they lost. Actually, they beat them by 4. Oklahoma City beat them by 4. So if San Diego wins by more than 4, they win the series. Now let's check. New York and Washington are tied. Washington and Orlando. Washington destroyed Orlando once, and then I believe they played already again. No, they have not played but yet. Washington needs to play Charlotte too. So Washington and Charlotte are divisionals though. So Washington is leading the series versus Charlotte 1-0. They play twice still. No, they beat them. Oh, so Washington beat Charlotte, so Charlotte's out. So they can't kick Charlotte out. They can't kick Washington out. They lost to Orlando. They lost that series. So their only hope is a Chicago loss to Orlando. Or no, a Chicago win to Orlando. But even then, Orlando would come after Chicago, not Charlotte. So Charlotte's eliminated. The first team to be eliminated from playoff contention this year. Orlando, though, versus Chicago, that's a very good series. The first game ended by 12 points. So just understand that 12 points, that's what it ended by. All right, and yeah. Oklahoma City has to basically keep most of their group in for the rest of the way. Carbide went down. Mac Jack went down. Kurtinger is going to get rest, but Shane will not rest today. And then he has to play on August 18 against Minneapolis with questions about Mac Jack being available now. Or did they shut him down? I mean, you're trying to fight for the first seed, so after that game, you shut him down. But he can't play because he's injured. I mean, I wish he got injured after that game, honestly, so they could shut him down and get to still seed it. Like, honestly, why couldn't it have happened then? I wish he never got injured at all, you know? Yeah. That too. But if his faith is getting injured, why didn't it happen after that great game? Like, why is it here to ruin the game, you know? I don't know. Things happen. Injuries happen randomly. You can't really decide when it happens. If we could, we would. So they could just rest him out. Oklahoma, whoever wins that game, they're probably going to rest their players in the last couple games. Which doesn't mean that they don't get to play. There's only 8 guys on a roster, so they still have to play. It just means they won't play as much. They won't start. They'll play a little bit. Like, consider this Oklahoma City team with full squad. Who are the 3 guys you rest from the lineup? Carbide, Ryan, and Mac. And then you just start Foy, Jamie, and Beasley. Yeah, so Larkin would still get his same minutes. He would just play 15 instead of the 18 he usually plays, so it would just be more rest for him as well. But Carbide would only play 5 minutes once they get done with their games, you know. And their games that they're going to get done with is that Minnesota game. After that Minnesota game, those last couple weeks are not important to them. Like, those last games are really not important to them. They could care less if they lose or win. I mean, if one of these... I bet the winner of that game, though, is going to probably play their players through. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, we're not resting anybody. That's also an option. If you're Minneapolis, you rest Ralph Bolino for the playoffs. You know he's injury-prone. And then Joshua Kramer as well. And Kalen Garnett. He's already gotten injured before. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. So then Owen the third and Owen Jr. play together. Breeze, yes, got a 3 off. Jax Breeze for 3. Shane, yes. Breeze. Oof. Shane almost got a technical there. Ever so slightly, I'm gonna fit technical foul, Jax Breeze. Oh my goodness. I tried fixing it, you know, before that happened. Yeah, technical foul, Jax Breeze, causing a turnover. And Shane Larkin, technical foul. So now both of them have a technical. And Shane is 1 away from being out of the game now. Beep. Oh my goodness. And Shane misses the free throw as well. It is Oklahoma City ball because we're going off of the turnover last. Breeze has 13 points already here. Why did Charlotte, who just got eliminated by the way, get rid of Jax Breeze? Like, what gave them that idea that Vrakulinski is better? That was a complete foolery right there. I mean, San Diego knows what they're doing. Jax Breeze for 3. Oh, look at that. A Breeze steal. Yes! Slam dunk by Breeze. I don't know why Cleveland gave him up. Should have kept him as their backup point guard. Or they should have tried getting him back this season. They made many trades. They would not be able to. Oh, please. They had Henry Love in the options. They traded out Jalen Fultz, who ended up not even making the Charlotte squad after a couple weeks. They literally fooled them, and they could have gotten a lot better. San Diego has done a tremendous job, by the way. They had Brandon Beasley at the beginning of last 2K League. So, before the league went to 2K, Beasley was on San Diego with Vrak Lunsky and Jalen Fultz. How did that team become this team? Of Senso Monsanelli from a trade with Riley Bucket. Baltimore's rare team traded someone. I was shocked too that Baltimore made a trade. And then they got Breeze for Vrak. They had Vrak on their team. And then they got rid of Beasley. Picked up Bogut. You know, now that's skill. Come on. And then they flip Bogut for Hatston, which eventually became Aaron Evans. That's impressive. And they also picked up a really good bench. They flipped Vrak for Jax. Breeze, that's a 3 right there, and that's the end of the quarter. They flipped Vrak for Jax. They flipped Riley for Senso Monsanelli. They flipped Hatson and a Jalen and a Bogut trade. They basically flipped Jalen Fultz for Aaron Evans. What else did they do? They got rid of Beasley for Aaron Evans, basically, too. They got rid of the most for Aaron Evans. They got rid of Evans for Bogut, basically, in that Bogut 3-team trade that involved a lot of things. I can't remember how Andrew Bogut even made the Toronto team. What was that trade? I think we have it on here. What's Barbenheimer? Weird stuff that this city country's doing. That Andrew Bogut trade was the best, though. Yeah, see? The Henry Love trade. Cleveland Bluebirds are sending Jalen Fultz, second round, 2024 and 2025. And the 2025 first round picks to Charlotte for Henry Love. Charlotte will also receive San Diego's 2024 first round pick. San Diego has traded Andrew Bogut for young talent Hatston Winslow. Hatston Winslow got flipped then in a trade that sent him to New York. They also sent Dan Hodges to New York. And what did they get back? They send Jax Breeze for Vrak Lunsky. They send Dan Hodges and San Diego received Clay, Jax, Curry, Evans. So basically, they did all that. They traded Dan Hodges for Aaron Evans. Denver's and all these picks. They got rid of Hatston Winslow, which they traded Bogut for. They picked up Evans. They picked up Breeze and that. They did a good job because they got rid of Dan Hodges, yeah, but they got a guy that is averaging 15.8 on 60% shooting. And every time in the third quarter, they have an advantage now because no team can compete with them. Like, that's a win for you. Kurtinger's going to come back in. Beasley will also stay. Brandon Beasley. Ryan Kurtinger is just sub back in for Jamie White. Ivan Manning checking in. And they got all those picks to seclude the fact that they lost Dan and Hatston, their young talent, for Andrew Bogut. And Andrew Bogut. Correct? Yeah, so they basically lost Andrew Bogut for Aaron Evans. Not just Andrew Bogut, though, for Aaron Evans, but they lost Andrew Bogut, who's doing really good on Toronto. They got rid of him for Hatston Winslow. Hatston Winslow was then flipped for picks from New York. New York's picks. Sandiego didn't believe in anything New York was doing. They know how New York is. David Lee's a genius. That's basically what I'm saying right here. Got rid of a couple of guys for Beowana, Aaron Evans, and Jax Breeze. And two of those guys are bench players. You know? So, that's really good. They got rid of Dan Hodges, Andrew Bogut, Beasley, Fultz, and Hatston in the last couple of... You know, Bogut for Fultz first. Bogut and Beasley for Fultz. They fooled the shit out of Cleveland. And then after Cleveland was fooled, they said, oh, we're not done yet. Let's go and fool Charlotte. Let's get Jax Breeze for Zach Lunsky. Get more players. And then let's trade Hatston and Dan Hodges. Let's fool them again. And let's pick up nothing except for draft picks. And on top of everything, let's get Riley Bucket for Senso Marcinelli. Zach Lunsky. And no, that Zach Lunsky isn't enough. We want Aaron Evans too. For Zach Lunsky. For Zach Lunsky. They didn't give nothing. And they got Zach Lunsky. Aaron Evans was in a separate trade. The Aaron Evans trade. They also sent out Klay Thompson, Hodges, and they thought it was a good deal because they got rid of Hodges. You know, they lost Hodges, so. Sending Jax Breeze for Zach Lunsky, sending Dallas is receiving Derek Valerie and trading Russell Murray to New York. Sandiego will receive. My question is, what did Charlotte get in return for all this? Spaghetti. No, nothing. I don't want chicken. Yeah, chicken. San Diego's first round pick. That's literally what they gave up. And now, on top of all that, they're about to be the 5 seed if they win this game. You know that, right? They're about to be one of the best teams in the league. So that pick is going to go to nothing. They gave up their pick for Aaron Evans. And, like, that was not worth it at all. Because now You look at your season that you've had with this squad. You fooled the shit out of this team. You were not looking good. You guys were 9 all year long, and then they make one big change, and that concludes everything. Because now they're not just gonna win; they're gonna win big time because they could honestly get to the 5 seed now. Yeah, 112 points per game average. They could honestly get to the 5 seed and play Oklahoma City again. They are not an easy team. 9-18, so only 1 game away from being tied with Nevada. And this win right here would give them that win. That would put them on top of Nevada. And then you got to beat Nevada, obviously. That's not over yet. That series is not over yet. I doubt it's over. Then it'll be a good one because that's the 4 and the 5. So then where does Seattle go? Do they drop the 6 or does Nevada drop the 6? I don't know, but all I know is San Diego has genius plans. 10-17. So yeah, San Diego does have to beat them there. Or it won't really matter what they do. Yeah, and they're thinking of that. Don't worry, they're thinking of that game. They're also thinking how they fooled Charlotte and how they're trying to make sure that pick that they fooled them with is not good because they flipped that to New York and they got a better pick. They got rid of their pick and got a better pick. Charlotte thought, oh, we have a good pick now, but in secret it's not really. Yeah, but Charlotte has a lot of options, Don't get that wrong. They definitely have a lot of options for the off season. And they do have a lot of picks. San Diego also got a lot of picks though, so they won that trade. I'll give them that trade, but they're just always actively trading, and they will continue to trade if they don't like a player. All right, David Lee has forced this team to be a harsh mechanism. He only plans on keeping Zayn, Cam, as of what we know, Cam probably, and then Kevin and Ivan. He only plans on keeping that big 4 together, and the rest of them, they're not here to stay. I'm just letting you know, Breeze is not here to stay. They will flip Breeze for someone else too. Breeze and Parker, that's not even a fair trade at that point. Like, Breeze for Parker, Toronto won't do it. Because they agreed with Parker that he's not getting cut from the team or getting traded from the team. He's not leaving the team again. And here's Senso Montanelli now. Remember, Oklahoma City won by 3 last time. So San Diego has to win by 4 or more. Cannot be 3. Oklahoma City does have advantage. They've scored more points this season. Shane Larkin. They are short-handed tonight, though. They beat them by 4, actually, so they have to win by 4 or by 5 or more. Larkin with 42 points tonight. Yeah! Larkin ahead to Ryan. C 4-3. Here we go. Ivan. Yeah! Ivan Manning. San Diego has a lot of bench points. That's where all their points have ended up. Shane. Nope. Rebound. Zayn. Zayn down the middle. And he got a nice, careful slam there. Beasley. And Bale. One mistake by San Diego I'm seeing now is including Beasley in their trades. Because they could have kept him and kept on playing him. Beasley's a really good player. Zayn, pull up, no good. It was probably very hard for them to get rid of him, too. Lopez, yeah! Shane Larkin with the assist. Larkin with 9 assists, 7 rebounds tonight. Shane. Yes, sir. 48 points for Shane Larkin. He's definitely your player of the game if they win. Evans and Irving checking back in. Zayn Jr. Ryan got a 3 off. Ryan C. And Zayn is struck with the ball. That's a foul. Yeah, that's something they have not been able to compete with tonight, is the foulty pressure by Shane Larkin. Zayn makes that first one. Boo! You're a bum! You're a bum! You're a bum! You're a bum! Get out of here! Fake fouls! Fake fouls! The crowd does not like him. Beasley for 3. Bang! Brandon Beasley! Yeah! Zayn hits a 3! And he lets the crowd know. One more foul and he's out of the game. Boo! Boo! And he loves this crowd. You suck! Boo! If Zayn Freeman Jr. misses this free throw, everybody in the building gets a free ticket to the first playoff game of the season. Ah! Ryan, split the middle, yeah! Cam saying that was a foul, but the ref saying play on. Here we go, Zayn. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. And Shane switches with Ryan. And a drive. They knew it. They knew he was going to try to drive again. So they switched. Shane's got 5 fouls. Boo! Boo! You suck, boo! Zayn makes both. Ryan for 3. Bang! Big time shot for OKC. Ivan, pull up. No good. Yeah! 42 seconds left. And Shane telling him to hush up. Boo! Woo! Woo! Do-do-do-do. Ryan, Cam, rebound. Back out to Zayn. Zayn with a turnover and out of bounds. 28 seconds remaining. That's what we caught on the clock. So now Oklahoma City ball. Beasley. And he's fouled. They'll get 2 shots. 26 seconds. Evans fouls Beasley. Yeah! Excellent. Excellent player that they have selected to be on their team. Yeah! And Ryan will switch again. Zayn, and yep, of course. Yeah, he tried that again. Loves getting people to put their hands on him, and he does masterclass the draw foul. And 2 fouls received usually. Tonight he's received 4 fouls. Yeah! You suck! Boo! And he makes that one. Boo! Yeah! Ryan and Shane! He's done. Zayn is out and injured. Oh, wow. He literally snapped in front of us. Can they screw him back together? I think a screwdriver could fit in there. Yeah, that might be an offensive foul call. I'm gonna try to get a screw in there this time. I remember that they tried doing it earlier in the season and it didn't work. Yeah. The screw doesn't go through. We have an injury on the floor. Yeah, see? This one's not gonna work. Maybe this one. Maybe he just needs a new screw. He's definitely broken, man. And they have to, glue him. Zayn Jr. is gonna be leave the game. They're gonna check for an ejection now, but it's pretty much over. Sandiego's gonna lose this one as well. Zayn Jr. got fouled out before, and now Sandiego is out with another player. So now that's two guys that got injured today, specifically. And then specifically today. Very interesting what's happening with these injuries. He literally slammed the floor and broke himself, so I'm interested by what happened there, but you know. So now that's two guys that got injured today. Bob's getting deep. Boo! Makes that one. Boo! Yeah! Ryan! Yeah, they're reviewing on the play. Ryan was just trying to go for the ball. That's a flagrant 2. He's been ejected from the game. Yeah, so they've upgraded it to a flagrant 2, which means he is gone too now. Jamie White coming into the game. Beep. And Ryan's just like, whatever at this point. We're up by 6, he's saying, so he could care less. Sandiego basketball, 2 shots. Jack's Breeze. Breeze missed that first one. Yeah! You suck too! And I just won't stop booing. Boo! Boo! Breeze way off. Shane. And he will hold it. Yeah! And he's asking the bench of Sandiego, do you want it? And he says, here you go. Woo! Oklahoma City barely gets the victory. All their players, I don't know what happened tonight, to be completely honest with you, but all their players, interestingly enough, got ejected or injured. So they ended up with 5 guys at the end, but they still got the victory. Let's talk to Shane with 48 tonight. And another big-time loss for Sandiego, so they are not in the playoffs just yet. They might not even make it now. I'm telling you, that Nevada game matters. And the Denver one. 12 assists, 8 rebounds tonight. Sandiego's upcoming schedule before we pull up. Yeah, they'll play Minnesota in 2 days, so got to get that surgery going. And then they'll play Nevada, they'll play Chicago, they'll play LAS and Dallas. I think the Dallas game is going to be more important. That last game for San Diego. Other ones are not too important. Chicago needs to win that one to make the playoffs, though, so we'll see how that one ends up. San Diego will play at home against Minnesota, so they don't have to travel. They do have to get ready for surgery and have to be ready for a game without Zane, if anything. Let's talk about Shane, another player of the game for him. Shane, a huge win tonight for your team. How did you feel going into this? Oh, man, we came out here and competed, you know. That's all we did. And we came out and got the win. Huge win for you guys as a whole. 7 player of the games now for you. How do you do it? I just keep on fighting, you know. You know, we had a tough game tonight, especially faced a lot of adversity with Carby getting ejected, Mac getting injured in the first, and then Ryan going out with 14 seconds left, but the game was already over. So, like, you know, tough game for us as a whole. We were very upset with the way they played. Carby might face more charges because he did punch Zayn, and then Zayn got injured with a Ryan rebound. So they might look at that and review it based off of what they saw and suspend him. But, I mean, I know he got angry. Zayn was talking a lot of mad shit to us the whole game. Crowd heard him even, and they weren't even happy with what he was saying. You know, we just, as a team, we don't take that. As brothers, we don't take that from one another, you know. We're just trying to come out here and play basketball and have some fun. But every team going to be disrespectful to us to think that they can get in our heads or something. And, you know, that's what happens when you win. That's what happens when you're winning a lot of games. Haters going to come. And San Diego especially, they've been hating on a lot of teams. They've hated on Baltimore in the past. They've started conversations on social media with Baltimore. Connor Val, one of the greatest players of all time. I got a ton of respect for him. And, you know, it's just like, it goes to show once again, like, Ivan could have injured Mac too. So, like, he was trying to dunk on him, trying to get going, and all of a sudden he just got injured. So, you know, it's pretty funny how it goes that they got ejected for that, but that we got ejected for that, but they got nothing for that. So, you know, it's funny how it goes sometimes, the hypocritical things that happen during the game. You guys came out still and got the win, though. How do you feel about that? I mean, you know, different situations cause different things, you know. And going back to what I was saying, maybe they didn't see Ivan as a fouler, but we honestly see Ivan as a huge person that will injure your team. And, you know, that's why we try to stay up and confident about it, you know, and try to win games. All right, congratulations on the win. Thank you. Oklahoma City.